Hello everyone, in this video I'll be giving you an Oath of the Ancients build guide for a Paladin Baldur's Gate 3. So this is the more good focused Paladin, and this gives you a few different healing spells, and it's honestly a very powerful class. So the Paladin itself is definitely an S tier class because they get a lot of spells and smites that just deal a crazy amount of damage. So we're going to go with the Oath of the Ancients here. Healing Radiance, so heal yourself and your nearby allies for 5 hit points, gain another 5 hit points next turn. That's your channel Oath charge there. And then we have the Oath of the Ancients Tenants, so Kindle the Light. So each of these subclasses get different ways to break their oath if you want to go with the Oathbreaker route, but for the most part, we're going to stick with stats similar to this. We want to have our charisma at least 16, and then we're going to have the rest of our points into strength. I would set them around there. Having strength at 16 is nice, but we can also use strength potions if you have a supply of them around, so you can even dump your strength. You can also wear the dexterity gauntlets if you want to dump dexterity, or dump constitution, use the constitution amulet. There's a few different options that we got, but I think that this is good for all purposes, so we're going to go with that there. And yeah, we also have the Divine Sense, so gain advantage on attack rolls against Celestials, Fiend, and Undead. And then we get our Lay Hands charge, which is a nice little heal. So the Oath of the Ancients is kind of like the healer paladin. I'll be going over gear options at the end of this video, so you can stay tuned for that, as there's some pretty good gear that'll make this build incredible. So at level 2, we get our Divine Smite, which is mainly what we want to be doing in combat. It's extremely powerful. I'm going to go all 12 levels into this type of paladin, but I'll give an option at the end of the video for a multi-class. And we also have the reaction type there. As for the fighting style, if we're going with a two-handed weapon, I would recommend going with this. So when you roll a 1 or 2 for damage die on a two-handed melee weapon, you can re-roll that die. So it just flat out increases your overall damage output. I also like dueling if you're using I'm using a shield and a one-handed sword, so this gives you +2 damage to it. If you don't know what to go with, +1 armor class is always a good option because you can always use more armor class. It reduces your chance of getting hit, and it just gives you overall survivability. So next, we got our spells here, and I think that it's essential to take the smites. Although you're not always going to be wanting to use them because they do burn up a bonus action alongside your action. They're just nice to have if there's a creature that you want to knock prone or push away. You can use that one there. Command is another incredible spell. It uses charisma as our modifier, but you can cast command and command drop to drop their weapon. You can tell them to come closer. Command is an incredible spell. We would like to take Bless. If you don't have anyone else that has Bless, then you should be the one to take it. If you have a Cleric, they can take it. This just gives it advantage on attack rolls and saving throws. It's a decent concentration to hold early in the game. And even in late game, it's good just to have that. So next level, we get ourselves the Turn the Faithless, or turn nearby Fays and Fiends. They are forced to flee and cannot come close to you. And also Nature's Wrath, restrain an enemy they cannot move. Attack rolls against them have advantage. Their attack rolls and dexterity saves have disadvantage, and lasts for 10 turns. Use a Channel Oath charge. We also get our Oath spells, so we get speak with animals for free, which is awesome because there's only the Nature Cleric that also gets that. So having that for free is fantastic, and it's always prepared. And then Ensnaring Strike is actually pretty good too, so it ensnares a target, possibly uses an action and bonus action. So it's a decent ranged option early game if you need some extra crowd control. And yeah, for our prepared spells, we can add on Shield of Faith is pretty okay to increase armor class by 2, but we'll end up getting all of these. Divine Favor is also nice to add a 1d4 of radiant damage to your attack, so that further buffs up your smites. At level 4, we get ourselves our feat. We still have only level 1 spells. That's the only downside to the Paladin, is they're half caster. And for our feat, ability and score, taking our charisma up, I think is the best option there, just to help out with the spell save DC that we get. At level 5, we get an extra attack, so awesome. We get that extra attack to do 2 smites now. We also get Misty Step as an oath, which is awesome. Misty Step for mobility is huge. Moonbeam, it's okay, it's a spell, but I would rather do a smite because we can do double smites in a turn, which is even better. And then for our prepared spell, we get level 2 spells now, so I would take Branding Smite, which does use a bonus action as well, but it can prevent a target from turning invisible. So if you're dealing with that, it's a great option. Compelled Duel can also be a good one, or magic weapon. It gives a +1 to attack and damage rolls. That's not huge, but it will increase your hit chance, which is nice if you need something that helps out with that. The Paladin itself doesn't get a lot of spells, but they do get some good options. Aura Protection gives it a plus charisma modifier to our saving throws, which is awesome. And then we'll take aid because the +5 to health is really nice. So we'll take that there. At level 7, we get ourselves the Aura of Warding. So you near allies only take half damage from spells. The aura dissipates if you fall unconscious. So that's really good. 3 meters, but it saves your damage from spells by half. So that's massive. I think I'll take Lesser Restoration to reduce paralysis or blindness is nice. Or magic weapon. This does use a concentration. It lasts to long rest, which is nice. But yeah, you're almost going to want to use your concentrations on other things. Now at level 8, we get ourselves another level 2 spell. I guess we'll take Cure Wounds, just for a heal, because we haven't taken that earlier. And we're just going to bump our Charisma all the way up to 20, so that's just a great option overall. And we get another Prepared spell. When we increase our Charisma, we get more spell slots, so Warden of Vitality and Blinding Smite. And then we can also take off Radiant Smite there and take Elemental Weapon. It gives you +1 to attack rolls, but also choose 1d4 of damage type of your choice. So if you have a team of sorcerers, you can do lightning to double damage and create water. Crusader's Mantle is pretty okay too. Gives a 1d4 of radiant damage for 10 turns to an ally. So it's kind of like the one that we can have for ourselves, for a teammate. And then at level 10, we get ourselves the Aura of Courage, so nearby allies can't be frightened. That's awesome. Good. Revivify for our reviving is nice. Again, the paladin doesn't get many spell options, but level 11 we get improved divine smite, so melee weapons deal an additional 1 to 8 radiant damage. So our smites are stronger. This is huge. We also get a level 3 spell slot. Awesome. And Crusader Mantle we'll take there. So we got a lot of spells there. And now at final level, this is where we can continue. If we want to take another feat, we can go with Alert for the +5 initiative, which is awesome. Or we can take Warcaster to have advantage on saving throws to maintain concentration on a spell. And we can cast Shocking Grasp as a reaction, which is really nice. I think that Alert is a good option, but I'm going to add in a single level of Cleric. The Cleric and the Paladin actually have some unique dialogue for both of the classes there, so that's pretty cool. For cantrips, Guidance, Resistance, and Sacred Flame, you're never going to be using these, so not a huge focus. You can even take, instead of Resistance, you can take Produce Flame. Gives you some fire damage, but also you can create flame and have a little fireball to light up the area. And then we're going to take the War Domain. It gives us 2 spells that we already have, but we get the War Priest, so it allows us to make an additional attack as a bonus action. That's awesome. That just gives us another free spell. You can also go with Tempest if you want to take Thunderwave and Fog Cloud and then the Wrath of Storm for the reaction Lightning Strike. We're going to go War Domain. Selûne has some pretty cool options for dialogue. And then for our spell, Create Water can be a good one to help out your teammates. If you have a Storm Sorcerer focused team, you can create water to help double their damage. Sanctuary is really good too. I like Healing Word, bonus action heal. It's not bad. It doesn't heal a lot, but if we have a teammate that went down, you can use this to bring them back up for 18 meters as a bonus action. So that's the main focus of that. Sanctuary can be another option for bonus action. But yeah, we'll go with Healing Word there. And yeah, we're going to go over to gear now that makes this build super powerful. As there's a few ways we can go about it. So we're using the Armor of Persistence here. Really just go with whatever heavy armor that you got. This will give us a free Blade Ward, so we have all physical damage and give a +1d4 to saving throws. This is the best armor in the game. You gain resistance Blade Ward, reduce incoming damage by 2, and it gives us 20 armor. So we get a nice 27 armor class, which is just powerful. We also have 22 charisma, so that's great. With the Birthright hat, that gives us +2 to up to 22. Cloak protection, evasive shoes, and ring of protection to give us the +1 to armor class and saving throws. The Reviving Hand, so when you heal a creature, it gains the effects of Blade Ward. When you revive a creature, it gains effects of Death Ward. So we get a free Revivify. But what's nice about this is we get Blade Ward, so we can cast that on our teammates. So anytime we heal them, we're going to give them basically halved physical damage, which is awesome. We can also take a ring that's going to give us the ability to cast Bless. So there's a ring here. Yeah, whenever you heal a creature, it gains 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. The Clipboard Ring for the Create Undead's nice. Some people ask if this will break the tenets of the Oath of Ancients, and it doesn't, from my testing at least. But this gives you Bless and Blade Ward on heal, which we don't heal all the time, but it's an option that we have. Definitely, because the Healing Radiance, we can use that, and we can heal like our whole team there. so that can give them all Bless and Blade Ward. It has to be within the 3 meters, but you can see there I got Bless, so that's nice. Increased attack rolls, and then we also get a nice heal whenever that ends. So 21 healing and then 21 again. That's pretty good. We get the Channel Oath that recharges on short rest there. We also have our War Priest charges so that we can do the attacks on a bonus action, which is awesome. But overall, the focus of this build is smites. That's your best option for damage. I'm using the Falar Aluve there for our weapon, but this gives us a nice 27 armor class. We can also go with the Baldur and Giant Slayer, because the damage from that is just straight up incredible. So it's 55 damage. If we upcast it to level 3, that does upwards of 71 damage. If you have the ring of, or the Killer Sweetheart ring that procs a critical hit, that is incredible because we can do an insane amount of damage with our smites. So this can actually one-shot some bosses. I was able to one-shot Orin with this, so it's crazy. I'm also using the Cloud Giant Strength pot. That gives us a bit of extra damage there. But we have a nice plus 19 to our attack roll, so we're never missing. Like, if we go to attack here, it's going to be 95%. Yeah, that's pretty good. So it's really a great, powerful build. Smite as much as you can. Use your wardens here, so the Aura of Warding, all of those. You want to have these up at all times. Plus 6 to saving throws is always good too. The Warden of Vitality gives you that ability to heal as a bonus action for a few turns, for 10 turns, which is nice. We get Misty Step for mobility. We also have Ensnaring Strike. This does use a bonus action, so don't always recommend using it, because sometimes you want that bonus action to do like a War Priest attack. I think that that's probably the best use of your bonus actions, just for the extra damage that brings. But overall, Oath of the Ancients, Paladin, and Baldur's Gate 3, pretty strong. Smite your way out of combat, and yeah. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.